Good. Begin laying down on your back. Allow yourself to find a place where you feel comfortable, and you can just melt back into the earth. Feel all the points of contact between your body and the earth beneath you. And start to focus on your breath. Does the breath feel light and easy today? Does it feel labored at all? Is there a heaviness? There's no judgment at all, just notice what's present in your breath. With every inhale, imagine you're filling the body with life force energy. In yoga, we call this the prana. Every inhale, you're drawing that prana into the body. Every exhale, it circulates through the body and the muscles soften. So inhale, drawing prana in. Exhale, everything releases, muscles soften. Continue to hold this visualization where long, slow breath in, you're drawing in that energy. That's the energy that moves through all things. And every exhale, feel yourself fall back into the earth, into the floor a little bit more. Let this breath be an anchor for you. This anchor that takes you out of the mind, out of the thinking brain, and right here into the present moment. Every time the mind wanders to the past or to the future or becomes distracted, you just notice and then gently bring your attention back to the breath, where we come instantly back into the present moment just by focusing on the breath. The breath is neutral and can only exist in the now. Start to lengthen out your breath even more, taking complete and full breaths. So on each inhale, you feel the belly rise, diaphragm, and then the chest fill. And then exhale, you feel the belly soften, and then the chest. Long, slow breaths will maintain the practice. If you're able, long, slow breaths in and out through the nose. Take 3 more breaths. Long, slow breath in. Big exhale. Long, slow breath in. Big exhale. And one more long, slow breath all the way to the top. Big exhale. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, roll the wrists and ankles, just starting to bring some movement into the body. And then we'll slowly plant the feet on the mat and then hug the knees in toward the chest. Give yourself a squeeze here. You can hold on in front of the shins, or you can grab your hands, grab opposite wrists or forearms, and maybe rock a little bit here side to side. You can also hold on behind the thighs and see how that feels. Maybe draw circles with the knees, holding on to the knees, legs together. Like you're stirring a pot with the knees. And then finding some stillness, take the arms out wide, knees stay together, and then we'll drop the knees over to the left, coming right into a spinal twist. And then let the feet fall down wherever they want to fall. Knees don't need to be totally stacked here. Just letting the knees fall left as your heart faces up toward the sky. And maybe your head, your gaze, turns over the right shoulder. Only if that feels okay for the neck. And we'll breathe here. Let the whole body surrender and fall back, but let your breath be making space for you. You don't need to do or use any effort here, except for to take deep breaths. Slowly unravel and come back through center. Draw the knees through center, maybe rock for a moment side to side. And then we'll take it to the other side. The knees will fall all the way to the right, arms out wide. Let the feet rest down, let everything surrender. Heart to sky, and maybe the gaze turns to the left, but the eyes can be closed. Gently bring the knees back through center. Hug the knees in again, maybe rock a little side to side. And then hug just the right knee in and plant the left foot down on the mat. So the knee points up toward the sky of that left knee. And then we'll send the right leg up to the sky. You can hold on behind the right thigh. The leg doesn't have to be totally straight. We'll just start to roll the ankle. So right leg up, roll that ankle around, point and flex the toes, waking up the back of the right leg. If you have space, maybe you move the hands up the back of the leg to draw that leg in a little bit closer to you, getting more of an opening for the back of the leg. Keep pointing and flexing the toes if that feels okay. Deep breath in, find some stillness, and then cross the right ankle over the left thigh, and we'll get into the right hip, so figure 4. Guide that right thigh toward the front of the mat and flex through the right foot, that top foot. So press through the heel, pull the toes back. This might be enough for you to feel a lot of sensation in the outer right hip, or you can hug the whole shape in. Right arm comes between the legs, left arm around the outside of the leg, and we hug the whole shape in, either interlacing behind the left thigh or in front of the left shin. And breathe into that right hip. It's early, so you might feel extra tension, maybe, depending on how long you've been up and active. See if you can find a place where with every exhale, you're consciously asking that right hip to soften a little bit. Even just using your imagination that with every exhale, that right hip is releasing. The hips like to grip and tighten and resist against our efforts. So we use the breath to consciously release and relax the body. Take one more deep breath. And if the foot is raised, we'll lower that left foot back down, unravel the legs, take a full body stretch by sending the legs long, reach the arms overhead, and press through the heels, reach through the fingertips, back behind you, and then press through the toes. Maybe shake out the feet or the legs a little bit. And then we'll hug both knees back in toward the chest. This time, hold on to just the left knee. Let the right foot come down to the mat, knee up toward the sky. And we'll send the left leg up to the sky this time, holding on behind the left thigh. Point and flex the left toes, so left leg up toward the sky. You can roll that ankle. Waking up the back of the left leg here. Maybe if you have the space, you move the hands up the back of the leg, drawing that leg in even closer. Deep breath in, and then exhale, release. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh and guide that left thigh toward the front of the mat. Flex through the foot, so press through the left heel. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you hug this whole shape in. Left arm between the legs this time, right arm around the right side. We interlace behind the right thigh or in front of the right shin. Hugging in your figure four or just staying with the right foot planted. And we hold these shapes a little bit longer because the hips can take a little bit longer to release. So use the power of your breath and your mind to ask that hip to soften, to let go of resistance. Take another deep breath in. Big exhale. Slowly release, unravel the legs. Take one more full body stretch, sending the legs long, reaching the arms overhead. Press through the heels, point through the toes, reach through the fingers. Good. And from here, hug the knees in one more time. And then you're either going to rock and roll your way up to a comfortable seat, or you'll rock to one side and then press yourself up to a comfortable seat. Whatever that means for you, this comfortable seat, allow yourself to feel a long spine. So you might be cross-legged. In an easy seat, you might be sitting on the shins. You can also put a cushion underneath the hips to lift the hips up a little higher, which can make the spine more easily lengthened, lifting the hips above the knees. Tuck the chin to the chest and let's gently start to awaken our neck, rocking the head to one side, bringing the chin back through center and rocking the head to the other side. And continuing to take these half circles. Lingering in any areas that feel particularly tight. So if you get to one side, you can always linger there, allowing the head to stay heavy, opening up one side with the weight of your head, trying to keep both shoulders relaxed down, whichever option you're choosing. If you lingered on one side, maybe do that on the other side. If you're continuing to move, continue to be free, moving slowly. Imagine you're a detective just trying to find all the little nooks and crannies that feel tight. And with slow movement, we can start to bring some more softness. Maybe take full circles with the neck if that feels okay. When you feel even on both sides, we'll come back to a long neutral spine. Bringing the hands gently to the knees. And we'll take a seated cat-cow here. On an inhale, draw the heart forward. Try to allow collarbones to come wide. And on an exhale, pull the belly to the spine and really round. Feel like you could push your heart out of the back of your body. And then inhale, pelvis will tip forward as you arch the back, lift the chin. And then exhale, belly to spine, pelvis will tip back as you round. Continuing to flow in this way here. And I'll just give you the option today to take this into circles if you'd like. So you can continue with this linear movement, or when you inhale and bring the heart forward, you can move around in a circular shape, pulling the belly back and then rounding back to your starting point. This can be really nice for the mid to low back. If you are taking the circles, try to allow the movement mostly to come from the rib cage. And we're inhaling as we come forward to arch, exhaling as we come back to round. If you are taking circles, go in the opposite direction. Just make sure to take around the same amount in both directions. And then finding some stillness. Take a deep breath in, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, soften the shoulders down. Take another deep breath in to lengthen. And then take your left arm across the body to the right knee. Take the right hand behind you and set up for a spinal twist. Just holding here in your twist will take several rounds of breath. Trying to expand the rib cage as much as you can with every inhale, 360 degrees. Every exhale, allowing the body to soften into the twist. Unravel back through center. Take a deep breath at center. Find length through the spine. Gently soften the shoulders down. Again, deep breath in, find length. And then cross the right arm across the body. Take the left arm behind you and set up for your twist. And breathe here every inhale, finding that expansion. And every exhale, softening. Gently unravel back through center. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, release, and then we'll plant the hands and come into a tabletop, hands and knees. Once you're in your tabletop, feel wrists stacked underneath the shoulders, knees stacked under the hips, and send your right leg back behind you. Toes are down on the mat, and press back through the heel just to get a nice stretch for the back of the leg once more. Into the right calf. And then switch sides, bring that right knee down and send the left leg back. Pressing back through the back heel. And then coming back to your tabletop. Knees are about hip bone width distance apart, so there's space between the knees. And then coming into your cat-cows, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, shine the heart forward, cow pose, feeling that arch in the back. And then moving from the tailbone, drop the tailbone, belly to spine, press the earth away, and then look back toward your feet, round like a cat. Lift the tailbone, drop the belly, shine the heart forward and gaze forward, cow pose. And then drop the tailbone, belly lifts to spine. Press the earth away, feel the shoulder blades spread apart and the head relaxes, gazing back to the feet. Continue to flow through these cat and cow poses, linking breath with movement. So one complete inhale moves you into your cow pose. And one complete exhale moves you into your cat. Fingers spread wide and you're pressing into every fingertip, every knuckle. Feel the focus on your breath, keeping you here in this moment. Allowing thoughts to come in, thoughts to pass by. If you'd like to take any other movements here, maybe moving side to side, maybe circles with the hips, maybe pressing back toward a child's pose, and then drawing yourself forward again. Take about 6 more rounds of breath to just move in a way that feels intuitive for your body. What does your body need right now? And when you're ready, when you're done with those 6 breaths, we'll make our way to a downward facing dog. So the hands will walk forward of the shoulders a bit. We'll tuck the toes and press the hips up and back. I always start with bent knees to wake up the backs of the legs, allow my hips to really press up and back. pressing up to where the wall behind you meets the ceiling. And you can pedal out the feet if you'd like to wake up the backs of the legs. Pulling that low belly in and up. Head is relaxed in down dog. Weight distributed across the hands. Good, and then finding some stillness here. Take a deep breath in. On an exhale, bend the knees, look toward the hands, and we'll walk our feet up to our hands. Inhale, hands to shins or hands to thighs. Reach the crown of the head forward in a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And pause here in your ragdoll. So let the knees bend a lot to allow your torso to melt down toward the thighs. You can heel toe the feet a little wider than your hips and maybe cross the arms to hang here in your ragdoll. Let the head hang heavy. Maybe even shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Maybe you sway a little bit from side to side. And now release the grip on the elbows. And slowly rise all the way back up to stand. Pressing into the feet, nice strong legs, and rise all the way back up. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead, palms come to touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Hands down by your side, step the feet to hip bone width distance apart. So if you feel your frontal hip points, feeling the feet mostly stacked under those. Palms down by your side, facing forward. Mountain pose, so feel the rootedness of your feet, all four corners of the feet. Heart gently open, shoulders down away from the ears. Strong mountain. On an inhale, reach the arms up overhead. On an exhale, forward fold with as flat of a spine as possible, so you can bend the knees as you fold all the way down. Inhale to a halfway lift, crown reaches forward. Exhale to fold. And then rise to stand. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Taking a couple more like this. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rising all the way to stand. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. And again, inhale, reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rising to stand. Sweep the arms up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll start in the same way here. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, we fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step the left foot back behind you. Drop the back knee. And we'll come into a low lunge. You can untuck the back toes if that feels okay. Have the front knee just above the front ankle if possible. And now you can either choose to keep your hands down, bring your hands up to your thigh, or reach the arms up to the sky. And breathe, getting into that left psoas muscle, the hip flexor. Pull the belly gently in and up, no matter where the hands are. Keep the thighs gently energizing toward each other. Deep breath in. Exhale, plant the hands down. Plant the left hand inside in line with the right foot, and then twist toward your front bent leg. So you can either twist by just keeping your right hand on your right knee, or you can reach that right arm up to the sky. Or maybe take a little half bind behind the back, twisting from the rib cage. Keep the thigh hugging in toward the center of the mat. One more breath. And then unravel, bring both hands inside the right leg and wiggle that right foot out to the side of the mat. We're going to come into our lizard lunge. So from here, usually we'll want to move the back knee back to make it a little more intense. So you can tuck the back toes, move the back knee back. And we're in our lizard lunge. Now you can stay up on the hands. If you have blocks, you can bring your forearms down to blocks, or you can bring forearms all the way down to the floor, which is a big drop if you don't have blocks. So do whatever works for you to feel sensation in the hips. For me, I can still feel a lot up on the hands. Even just being on the hands on the floor can be intense. So you can also put hands on blocks to come up a little bit higher if you have them, or even hands on a pillow. Take a few more breaths here in your lizard. Good, and then come back up onto your hands if you were on the forearms, and we'll wiggle that right foot back toward the center of the mat so our right hand can frame it. And then we'll come into a half split. So we'll start to shift the hips back, start to straighten the front leg, and pull the toes back toward your face, getting in toward that right hamstring. Keep the hips reaching back as your heart and the crown of the head reaches forward. One more deep breath. We'll bend back into the front knee. We're going to make our way to a plank. So you can either just draw that front leg back behind you, or you can tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step back to a high plank. Knees up or down, your version of plank. Deep breath in. And then knees up or down, lower all the way to the belly. Untuck the toes, plant the hands by the mid to low ribs so the elbows point up toward the sky. Hug the elbows in toward each other. And then inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, fold. One more time, inhale. Exhale, fold. Press your way back to either a child's pose or a downward facing dog. Whatever your body's feeling right now. Just notice left and right sides. Notice how the body feels. We're gently awakening the body. If you're not in a downward dog, we'll meet there just to transition back to the front of the mat. Take a deep breath in. And on an exhale, bend the knees, look forward, and make your way to the front of the mat. Inhaling to a halfway lift. Exhaling to fold. And then rising to stand. Sweep the arms up overhead. Palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. This time step the right foot back behind you or whatever opposite leg you didn't just do, and then drop the back knee. And we make our way into low lunge again. You can untuck the back toes. You can keep the hands down. Bring hands up to the thigh or hands up to the sky. If your arms are up, they're strong, like you're holding a brick between your hands. So energized arms, not loose, floppy arms. Deep breath in. Exhale, plant the hands. Right hand plants in line with the left foot, and we twist to the left. Left hand can come to the outside of the left leg, or we reach the left arm up toward the sky. Take another deep breath here. And then unravel the arms. Bring both hands inside the left leg and wiggle that left leg out to the left side of your mat. And we come back to our lizard lunge. So you can tuck the back toes, move that back knee back just a bit. And then find the version of lizard that works for you. Again, you can be on your arms. You can come down to the forearms. Whichever version you're in, we want to try to find as much length through the spine as possible. So the heart is still reaching forward. So if you have to really round the spine to come down to the forearms, we don't really want to do that. And breathe into those hips. Those hips hold a lot. If this is intense, that's normal. If you're on your forearms, you can come all the way back up onto the hands. And then we'll heel toe that left foot back toward the center of the mat and move toward our half split, starting to shift the hips back, straighten that front leg, pull the toes back toward your face. Keep shifting the hips back as the heart reaches forward to feel that hamstring stretch like a rubber band. Deep breath. On exhale, bend back into that front knee. Plant the hands. You can either just draw that front knee back, or you can tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and make your way to a high plank. Pressing back through the back heels, reaching through the crown of the head. Deep breath in. On exhale, knees up or down, we lower all the way to the belly. This time, slide into a Sphinx pose. And we'll get a little bit more of a back bend here in our Sphinx. So toes untucked, elbows underneath the shoulders or slightly in front, fingers spread wide. Press down into the forearms. Let the shoulders be away from the ears. So notice if they start to creep up, and try to press down into the forearms. Arms parallel as much as possible. And breathe here. Think of shining your heart forward like a spotlight toward the front of your mat or whatever wall you're facing. Deep breath in. On exhale, we'll lower all the way back down. Plant the hands under the shoulders or by the ribs to press yourself back to either a down dog or a child's pose. And take 5 or so breaths here. From your child's pose, we'll meet in one more downward facing dog. Unless you're already there, then stay there. And then we're going to walk our hands back toward our feet. And then press into the feet and rise all the way up to stand. So you're at the back of your mat. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Very gentle class today. Our one bit of standing work is we're going to do some balancing. So if you'd like to be near something where you can hold on to a wall or a table, then feel free. We're going to do 2 types of balancing poses. We'll start with a tree pose. So bring your palms together. Feel firmly rooted through both feet. And now, even with both feet down, feel yourself firmly ground into your right foot. Press the earth away with your right foot. And then your left heel will kickstand against that right ankle with the knee coming out to the left. Keep your gaze fixed on something in the distance that's not moving. This is your drishti. If you'd like to take it a step further, you can bring the foot up to the lower leg. You can also help the foot come up to the upper leg. Knee pointing out to the side. If the foot is on either the lower leg or the upper leg, you want to feel the leg pushing back into the foot just as much. It's like a drawing together of the energy. You can feel this with the press of your hands together as well. And if you'd like, you can reach the arms up toward the sky for an added challenge. Notice if you're holding your breath. Can you bring the breath back in? Inhale. Big exhale. Gently release. Lift that knee up and then bring both feet back down. And then shake out that standing leg. I like to move the knee a little bit back and forth. Roll out the ankle. Maybe move the leg around. Shake it out. And then we'll do the other side. So feeling rooted down with both feet, palms pressed together. Not just together, but also I'm pressing my thumbs into the chest. So keeping contact. Now ground into the left foot. Feel the left foot actively press the earth away. And then the right heel can become light, can kickstand against the ankle or the shin of the left leg. Find your drishti, your gaze, your focal point. And then maybe that foot comes up to the lower leg. Maybe the foot comes up to the upper leg. And we breathe. Again, if you'd like, you can reach the arms up to the sky. Deep breath in. Good, and then gently release. Lift the leg up, slowly come all the way down, and shake out. Shake out that leg. One more little bit of balancing here. We're going to play with a warrior 3, and you can make this as challenging or supported as you'd like. So facing your mat, palms together at the heart to start again, and then bring your right foot or your left foot back behind you. And you can bring the toes down. Toes can be on the mat as you start to lean forward. This is a supported version where we have the toes down, but you're starting to feel the strength of your front leg holding you here. Now, if it feels okay, you can lift that leg up. We want to keep pointing the toes down toward the mat. Press through the heel. Keep the palms pressing toward each other and thumbs into the heart. Now, for variations of this, you can reach the arms back, take an airplane pose, or for the full expression of warrior 3, you can play with reaching the arms forward. Keep the back toes pointing down toward the mat, no matter how high they are, keeping those hips square. Deep breath. And then press your way all the way back up. Both feet come down. Shake it out. Move that knee a little side to side. I like to give myself big hip circles. Depending on your body, you might feel that more in the hip or sometimes more in the ankle. Good, and we'll do that on the other side. So this time, grounding into the left foot. Bring your right toes back behind you. Toes can stay down. For a supported version, we start to lean the weight of the torso forward. Or we lift the leg, press through the heel, toes down toward the mat. Try not to lock out the knee of the standing leg. Hips hugging in toward the midline. And again, hands can stay at heart center. You can reach the arms back behind you. You can reach the arms forward if you're feeling snazzy. Whichever version you choose, take 1 or 2 more breaths. Embrace the shake if you're shaking. I'm shaking. And then come all the way back up and release. Sweet relief. Shake out that leg. Roll out the ankle. Good. We'll take one more flow to come down to our mat. So starting at the front of your mat, inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, find that halfway lift. Exhale, your choice to step or flow back to a child's pose. If you're flowing, you step high to low push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, eventually making your way to a child's pose. And we'll take just 5 or so breaths here. Eventually making our way all the way to our backs. So you can walk the hands back, sit your hips to one side, swing the legs around, and come all the way down to your back. Take the knees with you, hug the knees in, rock a little bit side to side. And now get the legs up for a moment. So just legs above the heart. If you have a block, you can bring a block underneath your low back, your sacrum, to boost the legs up. If you don't have a block, I like to just take my hands and bring them under the tailbone, give that a little bit of a boost. If supported shoulder stand is a part of your practice, you could come into supported shoulder stand at this time. Headstand as well, but whatever you're choosing, make sure it's cooling. So you want to feel the body starting to cool. More of a restorative posture. You don't have to be totally still. You can roll the ankles around, point and flex the toes. Take a deep breath in. Big exhale. Gently release. If you have anything under the hips, you can bring the feet down to press into the feet and remove whatever might be under the hips. Hug the knees in one more time, and let's come into a happy baby pose. So happy baby, we hug the knees in, take the knees wide, and then bring the soles of the feet up toward the sky. A starting point for this is you can just hold on behind the thighs. Soles of the feet up, knees wide, knees drawing down toward the armpits. If you have the space, then you'll reach the arms up in between the legs, palms facing each other, and grab the pinky side edges of your feet. Whichever version you're in, don't yank or pull too hard. Just let the body naturally soften into this shape. Breathe, letting the body release in its own time. And then release, happy baby. Hug the knees in one more time. Rock a little side to side. And we'll close together with a spinal twist. Take the arms out wide. Drop the knees over to the left. Same way we started. Notice if you feel any differences in the body from when we started an hour ago. Knees fall to the left, heart to the sky. Maybe you turn the head to look over the right shoulder. Let the whole body surrender, falling back into the mat. And breathe. The rib cage expands and makes space. Coming back through center. Knees through center, hug the knees in. And then allow the knees to fall all the way to the right. Arms out wide, heart to sky. Sometimes I adjust to help the heart face up a little bit more. And then turn your gaze over the left. deep breaths. Every exhale, you're surrendering into the earth a little bit more. Gently come all the way back through center. Hug the knees in. Take any other shapes your body might need to feel ready to rest here. Anything at all that the body's craving. It doesn't need to be yoga. Would you like to move in any way? And when you're ready, we'll settle ourselves into our Shavasana. Shavasana can be traditional with the legs long, arms away from the body. Take up some space. Let the feet come wide. Let the feet flop open. Feel the entire body pressing back against the earth. If this bothers the low back, you can take the feet planted wide and let the knees knock in toward each other in more of a supported, constructive rest pose. And take a deep breath in. Big exhale. Deep breath in. Big exhale. And one more deep breath in. Big exhale. Release everything, any last bits of tension in the body. Let them completely go. Feel your body falling back. And give yourself these few moments to rest as a gift. Shavasana. Start to deepen the breath. Start to bring awareness back into each of your senses. Maybe inviting some small movement into the body. Fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. We'll eventually meet with the knees hugged in toward the chest. And you can either pause here or rock to one side, pausing in a fetal position. And when you're ready, you can press your way up to a comfortable seat or rock and roll your way to a comfortable seat. Try to keep as much ease in the body as possible. Finding a nice long spine. Very slight tuck of the chin, keeping the back of the neck long. And take a long, slow breath in. And big exhale. Your next inhale, imagine gathering up any last bits of tension from the body up into the breath. Hold the breath at the top. And then big exhale. And then again, one more long, slow breath in. Imagine gathering anything from the body, from the energy that needs to go. Hold it in the breath at the top. Sip in a little more air and hold. A little more air in and hold. Soften your shoulders around this breath. And then release. Bring hands together in front of the heart. Press the thumb knuckles into the sternum and the heart back into the thumbs. Send yourself love and gratitude for taking this time for yourself today, creating a sacred space for self-care of body, mind, and soul. Send love and gratitude to your body for everything your body is able to do, for caring for you during this stressful time, and for walking you through each day of this life. And I send love and gratitude to each of you. Thank you so much for supporting me as your teacher. The good and the light in me bows to the good and the light in you. Namaste.